So, I would be 40 weeks, it's Thursday, so it would have been 40 weeks last Sunday, but we're actually on week 1. Oh, this is where we're going. And we got a boy. So we're actually on, now I'm on we're actually on week 1. So little baby Dylan was born on the 22nd of October. Oh my god, I'm a total disaster. So everything is wonderful despite me crying. And it has been a roller coaster in the last week, and it's so hard to believe he's here, healthy, and the cliche that everyone says is, you know, you can't imagine your life without him. That's so true. So it's just so mad. It's so mad how your life can change in a heartbeat. But it has, and we're so happy. It's been such a lovely time, such a lovely special time. I know, he's gorgeous. Every mother says that about their child. Oh, but yeah, he's the image of my husband. He's the image of Alan. No paternity test required. So I had a baby boy. Oh my god, he's 3 weeks old today. And I keep getting emotional every time I say it. But yeah, I know it's mayhem. It's so weird how life can change in an absolute heartbeat. So yeah, I can't believe he's 3 weeks old today. It's flown by. It actually has flown by. It's been a blur. But no, everyone's good. I'm healthy. He's well. So we're all very happy. Dylan, yeah, and he was 7, 14 and a half. So he was a big buster. No wonder my back was killing me so much. I actually, when he came out, I was like, how was he in me? You know, it's so weird. Alan's doing good, yeah. He was able to take some time off work, obviously, when I had him, so that was nice to have him around. And he's gone back to work now, so we're, you know, we're in our own little routine during the day, and then Dad comes home in the evening and he decides to cry like for as soon as Alan comes home. But anyway, it's his bad time, I think. 11 o'clock Monday night, my waters broke. And I was in no pain whatsoever, but it was absolutely hysterical. I was here, it was 11 o'clock on Monday evening, and Alan was just after saying, oh, I can't wait now to go to the vet, because he was wrecked. And I was like, oh my God, I think my waters just broke. And he was like, what? And I'm like, I don't know. And then I stood up and it was like a massive gush. It was actually, and I started roaring laughing because it was actually, I just found it so funny. And anyway, it's probably a bit gross, probably too much information. Sorry about that. So anyway, that was that. But I was in no pain and I felt I didn't need to go to the hospital. So we really didn't go to the hospital until 5 o'clock the next morning. And that was 6 hours. And I felt at that stage, my contractions were very mild. I wouldn't have went to the hospital with the contractions alone. But the fact that the waters broke, it'd been a good amount of time. I just kind of thought, oh, I don't feel comfortable staying at home anymore. So we went in and pretty much all the contractions stopped, any movement. And I know Claire had warned me this may happen. So I was like, okay, this may happen. This is okay. This is normal. Relax. And then as the day went on, nothing was happening. So literally we are in like the antenatal ward all day long, and 3 o'clock, nothing was happening still. So at that time I met Dr. Birmingham and he was like, okay, you know, we can leave it go a little bit longer. I was going to have to get antibiotics at some stage because my waters had broken. It had been like 15 hours or something. And that was going to be coming down the line in the next few hours. And then a few hours after that, he said, listen, at that stage, I'd want to induce you. And then I was like, you know what? It's been 15 hours at this stage. Nothing is happening. Maybe I should just do this. So I got induced and I lasted 3 hours without an epidural, and it was the worst 3 hours of my life. It was horrific. And I don't say those words lightly. No, it was really hard. I remember Alan trying to tell me to breathe. I was like, I can't breathe. So no, yeah, and everything that Mary Hayes had said about being induced was so right. It was terrible. It was just such a high level of like all-encompassing pain with no breaks. And then I was 1 centimetre dilated after 3 hours, and I thought, forget this. So got the epidural. I was so happy to see that anaesthetist come into the room. I couldn't speak to him 20 minutes after he'd given it to me. But then, so that was fine. So things progressed. Then I got to 6 centimetres, and really that's as far as I got. And for a few hours, even with the drip up at its highest, nothing was moving. So that was when the decision for a section came. And again, Dr. Birmingham said, listen, I can leave it another few hours. But in my heart of hearts, I felt, listen, it's just putting off the inevitable. I felt, I suppose, So anyway, so we made the decision to have section. And I must say, I was really nervous. I've never had an operation ever in my life, ever. So I was scared. I was really scared. And I suppose you have all these drugs, like, the epidural, and then, you have the oxytocin for the inducing, and like there's a lot of drugs, I suppose, going around your body, and there's antibiotics then as well. So anyway, but I was really scared, I think, because I just didn't know, and obviously you don't see them doing the section, but like, we've all seen it on TV, so I knew what was happening. And I was so worried then, because they were prepping me, and I was so worried Alan wasn't going to be there. I was like, oh, is Alan coming in yet? They're like, don't worry, he'll be here. So that was fine. And literally, I really, like, the epidural worked wonderful. I didn't feel anything. I actually didn't feel anything. Now, it's gross. The noises were just kind of gross when you heard the baby come out. It was just, it was a bit gross. But no, there was no pain. And yeah, you can feel tugging and things like that. I don't really like thinking about it now, to be honest. But there was no real pain, I have to say. And then Dr. Birmingham was like, okay, nobody says what it is. And so I got to say, it's a boy. So, yeah, it was really special. Really special. A disaster. But, so then, and he's just the image, Alan. He's the absolute image of him. So, anyway, I just, seen him for the first time. It's like you've known that face your whole life. It's just all the cliches. But yeah, it was really special. And then they put him on, and he latched on straight away when I tried to feed him, and that was just an absolute relief, I suppose, for me. Like, he was a little pro from the absolute start. He must have been listening at Claire Boyle's class. He took it all in. But yeah, he really knew what to do. Yeah, and then they took me to kind of my room, and I didn't sleep the whole night. Kept waking up, making sure he was breathing. And I know everyone says they do that, and it's so weird. I was like, oh my God, what if he stopped breathing? I kind of had my flashlight on my iPhone, and I would turn it on, and I'd be looking in the little cot to make sure he was breathing. And he was. The next morning my mum came in, and that was just such a special moment. She was over the moon, and so was I. Yeah, it was so nice. It was just so nice. Yeah, it's just, he adds to the house. I don't even know how to describe it. It feels full now, and it never felt empty before. But it's a lovely feeling.